It's Popp here from the Lair, and today I'm going to tell you the story of how I became an airborne ranger. So, I already told you about basic training. I went in there when I was 17, and the only way I could get in at 17 is so my mother had to sign me in, because I wasn't an adult yet. But she wouldn't sign me into active duty, just Army Reserve. So I went 11 Bravo, Army Reserve. Now, I didn't know this fucked me. I turned 18 at basic training. I came back. I was 18. I dropped the paperwork to go active duty. Meet the recruiter. I have everything ready to go. Go down there, get the physical. Yeah, everything's because I've already been through it once, like 4 months prior. No, a year before that. And I'll go through the whole deal. You go through, you get get a new physical, shots, the whole fucking deal. Then you, at the end, after you've been medically cleared, they allow you to fucking sign your contracts. So I get there and I'm like, I want to go airborne ranger. And they're like, you're already MOS qualified. We can't send you to another school. I mean, it is what it is. So I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm done. Fuck you guys, I'm out. The guy, he schmoozed me so fucking good, unbelievable. He goes, wait a minute there, wild man. Now, I can put you anywhere you want. I'll send you to Fort Lewis in Washington State. There's the 2nd Ranger Battalion that's right on the other side of the airfield. All you gotta do is fill out a transfer packet and you can get in, no problem. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds easy. I didn't fucking know any better. Sign in, fucking boom. 2 weeks later, I'm at Fort Lewis, Washington. I get off the bus, got my 2 duffel bags and an aviator kit bag, walk into the company area. They give me my room key. I go take all my shit in there, and then I have to go talk to the platoon sergeant. And his name was Gasaway. And I'm saying, sir, just to be honest with you, I'm not going to be here that long. I'm putting in a packet to become an airborne ranger. Now, I'm an E2, all right? He's an E7. He's been in the Army like 20-some years. He's like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll hook you right up. Yeah, right. So, I got my first packet put together. I was in the Army maybe 3 weeks. And it's not like just a piece of paper. You need to get an airborne physical. You have to take a PT test and get a 70 on each event. Combat swim test, and you have to sign by your commander. So I go up there and I turn in my first packet. I make sure I kept copies. I did what I was told. We did our deal. We're getting ready to go for I get caught in levies, so there's no way I can transfer out. I tried to get out early, but they wouldn't let me. So about it's like 2.5 months later, I'm like, okay, I go up to pack, and I'm like, hey, what's going on with my packet? And the NCOIC is like, I don't know, it's been over 90 days, you probably have to do a new packet. I'm like, okay, get another one done. Another airborne physical. Another goddamn PT test, swim test, and the fucking, I knew the lifeguard. He's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I got another packet. So I turned that one in and kept copies. So I get sent to lifeguard school. I already know the lifeguards. He gave me 2 combat swim tests. Make it through that all I training, no problem. About 3 weeks before I leave for the MFO, I'm like, all right, I have to do another packet. These guys are such dicks. All right, I did another fucking airborne physical. Another PT test, another combat swim test, get assigned by my commander. I turned in my 3rd packet. I'm like, all right, 3rd one's a charm. When I get back, I'll be ready to go to Ranger Battalion. I made sure I kept copies. I kept them in my room. So I go to MFO. I work as a lifeguard, did a whole bunch of scuba diving. We rotate back and forth between OP-31. We had to auto-rotate in the helicopter, which is technically a crash, but it's a whole other story. Won't go into that. So, long story short, get done with the thing, come back. I walk up to the PAC office, and there's this new E8 there. It's got like 1 golden tooth, black guy, pissed I'm so fucking mad. He looks at me, and I ask him, like, what's going on? I put in these 40-187s. I haven't heard anything back. And he's like, well, that's probably because we put them in the circular file to get out of my office private. Now, I'm a PFC. I'm an E3. He's an E8. There's nothing I can do. I'm furious, just fucking furious. I was like shaking, was tearing up. I'm like, this is fucking fucked up. It'd been almost a year. It was over a year. And I was, okay. I gotta stop myself getting spun up. So I walk down, because I don't have a car. It's a half a mile to the fucking offices over there for the JAG and the IG. They shared the same building. Now it's 3 o'clock on Friday. I walk in there. I don't have an appointment. I didn't even call them on the phone. I'm saying, I need to speak to somebody from the IG or JAG right now. And the E4 female, she's like, I'm sorry there, wild man, but everyone's gone. And I just couldn't take it anymore. I yelled at the top of my lungs, fuck. And I kick this fucking wastebasket. It like flies, it hits the light, paper goes everywhere, and everyone stands up and they're all like freaking out because I'm going postal. Now behind me there's a hallway, and this guy rolls out in his chair, and he's on wheels, he's got his phone, and he's like, can I help you? And I walk down there and I tell him my fucking story. I give him my 3 copies of my fucking 4187s, and I've all the fucking medical, all the fucking time I wasted on this shit. They wasted a year of my life and I can't fucking, I was furious. So he gets on the phone, calls his wife, rear guard 6. He says, hey, I'm going to be late. I got to handle the situation. Hangs up the phone. We walk out to his car. We drive a half mile back to the fucking pack. And the same, E8 there with a fucking golden tooth is just smiling at us. And this guy's a major. He walks in, he goes, can you get your battalion commander here, please? Because nobody here is going home today until we find what happened to this guy's 340-187s that he fucking submitted like over fucking 6 months ago, and you told him you threw him in the circular file. So we're gonna fucking look through every circular file. We're gonna find out what the fuck's going on. Well, this fucking blew up. It went fucking nuclear because there's certain these are regulations. You do a 4187, it goes up the chain and it comes down the chain, and they can say no all they want. At least you get it back, and they say no, fuck you. Okay, I would have been satisfied with that, but to tell me you threw them in the circular file, holy shit. So the OIC and the NCOIC get fucking hemmed up on this. I think they got a letter of reprimand, I'm not sure. And it became a big fucking deal. And I had been a driver for Command Sergeant Major Kidd. He was the I Corps Sergeant Major before I went to the MFO. I drove for like 2 weeks. So he knew my name. There's only so many Popps, POPPs on post. I think I was the only one. So Sergeant Major Kidd decides, hey, you guys fuck this guy. He's going to get an airborne slot. He takes an airborne slot from a first lieutenant who fucked up airborne school once already. He said, fuck you, I'm giving it to him. And then there was another guy named Lewis, he wanted to be a ranger too, and he was fucking riding on my coattails, but they gave him a slot too. And we were basically the first enlisted to get airborne school out of a leg fucking division since the cease of hostilities in Vietnam. So, I'm like, cool, but everyone's fucking mad as fucking me. I'm going to get the airborne school slot, but I'm put on levy to go to Korea. I'm like, fuck, I just want to become an airborne ranger. What the fuck do I have to do? And they're like, well, you got to go to fucking Korea. Maybe you can, swing something when you get back. I'm like, that's going to take another fucking 18 months out of my fucking life. I'm like, God damn it. So I'm stressing. I talked to my roommate, who was a former ranger. He had a closed head injury because he fucking had a bad parachute landing or whatever the fuck happened. And he goes, Pop, all you really got to do is this. You got to get a letter of acceptance from the sergeant major over there to 2nd Bat. When you go down for airborne school, after you do 4 jumps, you just walk into regimental headquarters with your letter of acceptance, and you're in. They'll pull you right off levy and put you on for the Rangers. It's not a big deal. So I'm like, okay. So I start calling up there, trying to talk to the sergeant major, and the minute I tell my rank and my unit, they're like, fuck you, leg. I mean, just hang up the phone on me. There's a bunch of fucking dicks. I mean, they did that for like 6-7 days. So I'm like literally shipping out the next fucking day. I'm walking by the phones after dinner. I'm like, fuck it. I put a quarter in there. I call the fucking, 2nd Ranger Battalion. And Sergeant Major Leon Guerrero himself answers the phone because it was like 6:30. I tell him my story. I need to fucking get a letter of acceptance. I'd like to interview. He says, well, you can come here now, or you have to wait 3 weeks until I come back. We're going on deployment. I'm like, well, I can't wait 3 weeks. Hang up the phone. I don't have a car. Nobody I know has a car, and the ones that do, they're not there. I have no choice. I run. I literally run 2.5 miles around the goddamn fucking airfield. I run into the 2nd Ranger Battalion, into the restricted area that I'm supposed to go into. I run into staff duty. I ask where the sergeant major is. He goes, oh, he just walked out. And I run up on him. He's at his car, putting the key in, and I scare him. And he looks at me, and I'm like, I can barely breathe. I'm like, Sergeant Major, I just talked to you on the phone about an interview. He looks at his watch. He looks at me. He goes, Ranger, how did you get here? I'm like, I ran. That was my interview. He didn't ask me one fucking question. We walked right into the pack. He typed it up, signed it, and gave it to me. That was it. So I went to airborne school. I did my 4 jumps. At the end of the day, I walked into the Ranger headquarters, the regimental headquarters, and I said, I'm here to be an airborne Ranger. And they're like, fuck you. You're a 5-jump trump. That's all you ever fucking be. Fuck you, leg. And I pull out the letter. Sergeant Major Leon Guerrero says I can come. They take the letter from me. They go back. You know, they're talking. They're showing the letter. They think maybe I'm fucking with them. They get on the phone. It took about 25 minutes. They never gave the letter back to me. I should have made a copy. And they walk up. They said, congratulations. You're on Levy Ranger Battalion. And that was it. That was it. I was in. I had to fly back to Fort Lewis. I waited like a month and a half before I came down for RIP. But that's how I did it. I had to piss off an entire fucking chain of command. I got an E8 relieved. I got a captain fucking relieved. And I got the Sergeant Major kid who later became Sergeant Major of the fucking Army who ran the rear guard 6 for me so I could fucking get an airborne slot. That's how it went down. Motherfuckers. You have a good evening.